Good late morning. I'm getting out a little late. I had an argument before the court, federal court in Virginia. And I did it at a distance, the way I've been doing it. And I don't know if clients always think this, but if you prepare for an argument, it's a lot of fun, professional fun. And it's the question, Veni Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered, which is supposedly what Caesar said. And I think he wrote that in his Gallic Wars, excuse me. And well, I don't know if we won because the judge reserved decision. We made a good argument, I think, and the client and I discussed it. So we'll see how it works out. The fact that he didn't make a decision, I guess, means he has to think about it. So, what's going on in the world? It's really a deplorable condition when some people don't change and continue to do terrible things. And today I'm talking about the police. Some other days we could talk about politicians, although they're not far from this issue. Out in Minneapolis, a 20-something young man was stopped, and they claimed that he was being stopped because there was something, an air freshener blocking his mirror, which people on the scene say you couldn't see anyhow because the windows were tinted. And in some places that can be a violation. So they stopped him. He panicked, tried to run away. They shot him. He's dead. He's African American. And it's again police in Minnesota. So while we have some police on the stand pointing the finger at this crooked SOB Chauvin who killed George Floyd, we have another family despairing and hurt because a person was shot because his air freshener was in the way of his mirror. In Virginia, in December, there was an Army lieutenant, and he was stopped because they claimed he had no plate, but it was a new car, and the plate was up on the back in the window, and they didn't see that. And they treated it as a felony, and they drew pistols and demanded he get out of the car. He had the good sense to place his cell phone on the padded dashboard and turn it on. And what happened afterwards was they suggested that he was facing the lightning, which is from the movie The Green Mile. They make reference to it for executions. They hit him with nightsticks. They sprayed him with mace. And they told him that it would go badly for him if he told anyone how they approached him. And a man who is serving America is treated like this by these scoundrels. And only today, as I'm walking, it appears the governor has fired these officers, had them fired. It's unbelievable they weren't fired sooner. How could this possibly happen? And again, they have it on tape. There were no bystanders except there are the videos. So what are we to do? Well, hopefully we're going to convict Chauvin out in Minnesota. And the fellow in Virginia, he's alive, and he's filed a $1 million civil rights complaint. And it's too soon to know how they can possibly make amends for the young man who died in Minneapolis yesterday. I have been encouraged by reforms in Maryland, and I am hopeful that we will see reforms like they had in Maryland, which is taking away some of the protections they had, the immunities. It is also holding them to a stricter standard. It's making their records public so we know if they've done other things that suggest there's a pattern of misconduct by these people, that the laws will be toughened and there'll be prescribed ways to do things as an officer, and citizens will be involved. And in my not my walk and talk, but my podcast last night, I suggested that other states should look at this. This should be something that we all do. And hand in glove with this misconduct involving race, involving the police, is the effort to suppress the vote. And we're seeing people react across the country to how extreme Georgia was. And corporations are pulling back their donations to these people if they have the wrong-headed view. So we see the forward and the backward movement of people pushing forward to do the right thing against those who would push back and do the racist thing, who would suppress the vote, who would not treat people as equal, who would be autocratic in what we still believe is a democracy. So, kind of a short message. The trial in Minneapolis may conclude today. The bit I could hear when I wasn't myself arguing in my court proceeding was another expert was on the stand describing the cause of death, and that's good and that's fine. But the trial will end soon. The prosecution has preempted a lot of what the defense might do by putting on material itself, presenting it, examining it, refining it, so that they could say, in truth, we've given you all the information and why we believe this is right, and it's overwhelming. The defense, I know, has at least one expert who's well regarded, who's going to make an argument that all of this has to do with adrenaline combined with the other factors they've mentioned. So there's a slight rain here today to purge me of my argument today and return me to nature. So as I have my lavabo, I hope you have a terrific day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.